Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, we are the Salamander group, and we are talking about the exploratory study of Lamesley Childcare impacts on quality and sustainability in optimizing out-of-school children provision. And we have our group leader in person of OluwagbemiAyolami Buraimoh. Also, we have Chioma, Ihuoma, and Nwokeocha. We have Mr. Ibrahim, Opeyemi, Kareem. We have Caleb, Adoroh in person of, which is myself. We have Miss Loveth, Kosiso, Ifejieme. Now, for our presentation outline, we're going to be talking about the introduction of Lamesley itself, the sponsors, the partners, and the market mix strategy. We're also going to be talking about Lamesley's business environment. We're also going to be talking about the United Kingdom's childcare market analysis. We're also going to be talking about staff satisfaction, retention challenges faced, and which is the satisfaction and the challenges faced by childcare services. The comparison of Lamesley with its competitors. We're also going to be talking about the recommendation that we have for them, and also finally our references. I'm giving it to Mr. Ibrahim to take over from this point, the overview and the background. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ibrahim, and I'm here to present to us to introduce to us the overview and the background of Lamesley Childcare. Lamesley Childcare was established as a registered charity in 1992 with the affiliation to the childcare sector and located in Gateshead. It gives qualitative, worthwhile childcare during the school holidays, and then also it provides breakfast clubs, a holiday club, and after-school programs in 6 schools. A skilled management with competitive pricing and quality services, biannual inspection as a registered member of Ofsted. It heavily invests in staff training and development. And more also, they make sure that any staff they're going to recruit, they attain 4 children quality level 3 assurance scheme, just to make sure they are sure of who they are recruiting. And then more also, we've got the stakeholders and market mix strategy. The stakeholders comprises of Lamesley management, government, parents, public-private organizations, staff, and children. The targeted market comprises of the children requiring special needs, children of 5 to 16 years old. And we've got the 4 Ps as well, which will be introduced to us by my amiable co-colleague, Mr. Caleb.
Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. Now we're going to be quickly looking at the 5 purchase purchase in the business environment generally. Now we're going to be looking at there's a low threat to new entrants. Now there's a low threat to new entrants because the childcare industry entails big facilities. It entails the regulation is huge, the compliance standard is high, and the staff capacity building is high. So the regulation and restriction reduces new competitors' threats. It's greatly, to a great extent, reduces the competitors' threat. Also, we have the bargaining power of other childcare service providers. Now, because the other providers allow parents and guardians to have a high bargaining power. For Lamesley's aspect, Lamesley can retain and attract customers via its exceptionally high value and quality. Now, the bargaining power aspect when it comes to the educational material suppliers, we're talking about the educational material suppliers, which means that there's a moderate supplier bargaining power from the suppliers of the educational materials, which is like the foods they eat, their materials they use, children toys and all. Now, Lamesley Childcare should ensure strong relationship with suppliers, which is cost effective when it comes to sourcing options, because this is a major thing for Lamesley. Also, the threat of substitutes is moderate. We have a moderate threat of substitutes, the informal care arrangement, the quality services and unique offerings will definitely differentiate Lamesley. Now, the competitive rivalry, it ranges from moderate to high. We have many providers raving for the market share in Gateshead County because of the childcare industry. It's a potential place where everybody wants to go into. So there are providers who are high in that line But because of the facility involved, they are working towards doing it. But the market share in gated county, the Lamesley reputation and quality care services will differentiate among them. Next slide, please, which I'm going to be transferring to my sister, Loveth. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Caleb. My name is Loveth Ifejieme. I'll be presenting a PESTA analysis of Lamesley Childcare, where we'll explore the external factors influencing the organization operation. As we all know, businesses like Lamesley are shaped by varieties of factors, from government regulations to societal expectations. The PESTA framework helps us to break these down into 6 categories, like political, economical, sociocultural, technology, environmental, and legal. So let's start with political factor. Government policy and regulation has a direct impact on the childcare industry. For example, breakthrough brought significant changes to many sectors, including childcare, by affecting resources and operations. Another key factor was the COVID-19 outbreak, which disrupted services but also highlighted the need for flexible childcare solutions. The number 2 is economical factor. Now, looking at the economical factor, the economical strength of areas like Gateshead provide opportunities for Lamesley. However, challenges like inflation, rising competition in childcare markets, and fluctuating unemployment rates can make it harder for families to afford childcare. This economic pressure influences how Lamesley prices its services and manage its operation. The number 3 is social factors. Social factors are also crucial. For example, issues like inadequate staff motivation, lack of diversity and inclusion, and poor work-life balance can affect the quality of child care services. Additionally, an increase in the child-minder to child ratio can put pressure on staff and impact service delivery. Lamesley needs to address these challenges to maintain high standards. The fourth one is technological factor. Technology plays an important role in improving communication, booking, and payment through online platforms. It also supports effective services delivery by streamlining operations. However, it requires constant updates and innovation to stay competitive. Then the number 5 is environmental factor. Environmental factors are becoming increasingly important. Climate change and the need for sustainable practices are influencing parental preferences. By creating eco-friendly environments and promoting sustainability, Lamesley can align with this value and attract more parents. The last is the legal factor. Lamesley must comply to strict private law to protect sensitive data and adhere to regulations governing business operation. Following these legal requirements not only ensures smooth operation, but also builds trust with parents and the community. I'll hand over to my colleague to take over. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Loveth, for that wonderful presentation. Yeah, the next slide talks about the analysis of the UK childcare market sector. This is one of the sector that we can also categorize under the health sector. And we all know what health sector means in UK. It's one of the biggest and the largest sector. So the childcare, which is very important, contains 7.82 billion in the year 2022. And as at 2022 to 2023, the total number of registered childcare hit a total number of 63,207. In 2024, the center altogether in terms of properties, in terms of things they own, everything estimated to 5.1 billion, which is very, very huge. Everything I'm talking about is in pounds, and we talk about the costs are relatively affordable for families, whereby just 25% of your salary is enough for you to afford a childcare. Then we talk about the CAGR, which is like the total financial information about the childcare. We talk about that is 10.1% of it, which is the projected growth of the industry. But at 2023, it's estimated to be like 339 billion pounds. The next slide, we'll be talking about the start, certification, and retention challenges faced by childcare service providers. These challenges is not just restricted to childcare, but majorly because we are talking about childcare, inadequate priority for staff growth and development. because of the concept of some staff in UK whereby after doing training, they get their certificates, they decide to go to another organization to further their career. So because of this, most of the childcare industry, they decide not to give them certificates or anything to show for their training. Then we talk about staff are not well motivated through recognition. Currently, the minimum wage in UK, it's not enough to cater for some bills. So it's really affecting, and they don't have a situation whereby each staff is being awarded or gets incentive for a job well done at the end of the year or at the end of the month. There are cases of expanded staff turnover. And also we talk about the issue of post-COVID on brand image. We all know the effect of COVID-19 on almost everything in the world, not just in UK. But for this research, we talk about the post-COVID on childcare. It affected it a lot because people were actually scared to bring back their children to the childcare so that they won't get infected with COVID-19. Interaction and ineffective between employers and staff. Some of the staffs, they don't have cordial relationship with themselves. And we also talks about the pay with roles and qualifications. Some of these staffs are well underpaid. They don't get the actual amount for their qualification, for their knowledge, for their experience. It's part of the challenges we are talking about. And the last one on the challenging list is resources are not sufficient for them to work in a sustainable and a good environment. We move to the next slide where we talk about Lamesley comparison with its competitors. Under here, we'll be comparing Lamesley together with Busy Bees, which some people know as BB. We also compare it with Bright Horizon. Yeah, the first aspect of it we'll be comparing is the location. Lamesley is located in Gateshead, which is Holiday Club Mall, Team Valley in Lamesley. But when we talk about Busy Bees and Bright Horizon, they are located in almost every cities in the United Kingdom. When we talk about the services, under Lamesley, we talk about the Holiday Club, the Breakfast Club, provision of after school in 4 local schools. There's this after school activities that Lamesley Childcare do set up for students after their schools. And for Busy Bee, what they have is nursery services alone, not just the general schools, before and after school. Then we talk about Bright Horizon. For the Bright Horizon, what they also do is Montessori programs and nursery services, which is below, not up to the standard of what Lamesley also do. We talk about the geographical coverage. Lamesley focus more on Gateshead. Like we said in their location, they decided to stay in that location and they decided to take over that location. They decided to pay attention to that location. Whereas others, Busy Bee, provide option for flexibility. Every other places you want to go, you can see them if you decide to go outside London, outside Sutherland, where Lamesley is more located. Then also Bright Horizon, they provide across. They cover every other aspect of UK. The age group, the services are for 3 to 15 under Lamesley, which is extended to 16 for special children. And for Busy Bee, ranges from birth to 5 years. And that is why we also have in Bright Horizon, they do more of Montessori and nurseries. The capacity, 200 or more children daily. That is the capacity of Lamesley. And for Busy Bee, it varies by location. They don't have a specific numbers. It depends on the location. It depends on people that desire to patronize them. And for Busy Bee, the high result of network, that is as at 2024 information we got. Quality assurance. For Lamesley is registered by annual inspection. A national organization member of 4 children, level 3, ensures staff capacity building. That is every now and then, twice in a year, they make sure they do their inspection to checkmate everything that is up to standard and it meets the requirements of the government. Then for Busy Bee, the location has separately inspected. Staff capacity building is through BB Training Academy. Then for Bright Horizon, we have available reports for diverse location, distinct curriculum for children's school readiness and development. I will hand over to my colleague for the next slide.
Thank you, Mr. Haywire, for that presentation. We really, really love it. Now we're going to be looking at recommendations for Lamesley. We're going to look at balancing work lifestyle. It is important for provision to keep. Should be a provision for employees to have a balanced work lifestyle, because when they work smart, there's definitely they're going to be their delivery and output will be definitely different and in good condition. Also, we have the opportunity for personal development. There's no man anybody who stops learning starts dying. That's the principle. So it's expected that every staff under the Lamesley Childcare must be submissive and understand the place of professional development. They should do which is for the staffs, the training, the educational courses. This will improve their knowledge, and for the organization, basically. The recognition and awards, we understand that we should set this. There should be a set up plan for recognition. Recognize the best employee of the year, the best employee of the month, anniversary of service, staff appreciation for all their staffs. Now, they also for mental health and well-being support. It's important that they should organize a counseling for the staffs, for every staff, to incentivize the management and staff shuttles to share their mental well-being. They must be interested in their mental well-being. When they are interested in their mental well-being, it gives the employee also a sense of belonging. Now, wow, my company loves me, wants me to be, he wants the best for me. It gives them that sense of understanding. Then the competitive emolument and benefits. There must be a structural reward to reflect and retain industry standards regarding elements such as healthcare and pension, as well as performance bonuses. The pension scheme is very important. The healthcare principle is very important, because when we look at all these things, it entails a clear principles. Like one of the challenges we had that was stipulated in the challenges we had, that there's this high staff turnover. When they train them, they withhold the certificates from them. It's a clear case of the employees have not gotten to that point where they rely on the management to say, yes, my future is safe with the management. Do I have a bright future with the management? If staff don't have that understanding with their employer, they would definitely want to go somewhere else. So one of the recommendations which I would also like to talk about is a clear case of, like we have in this now, with the certificate of sponsorships for international students who want to come in from outside countries, which is giving the care industry a good edge now, because they don't lack shortage of staff. One of the recommendations I would like us, which I will bring under the aspect of allowing others to trade their shift with other employees. Now, trading their shift, which is work-life balancing, it's like what NHS does. They give other shifts to bank which are not even under NHS. In as much as you have a clear understanding of what is necessary, they outsource those shifts, care workers outside. So I believe part of the recommendation we should understand is giving out COS to international applicants who wants to come outside from the other controller. We can share the shift to them to make sure that, yes, we don't have shortage of staffs at any point in time. Now, we just have a concise budget analysis here because of we want to basically look into. We don't want to our robust analysis budget is in the main report. Now, Lamesley must aim to expand because there's a high demand in childcare, and this would definitely affect his budget and masterclass. It's very, very important. In 2023, that Lamesley childcare income was forecasted to be below the expenditure by £14,350. In the following 2024 fiscal year, perhaps the increase of the tuition fee to a moderate extent should be considered. Because if they don't look at the tuition fee increase, they will still be having an issue with the expenditures. So they should increase tuition fee. Now, let's look at a third budget analysis. An increase of tuition fee by 5%. We take the annual fee to £1,050, thus generating an extra £5,000. Yes, if we are going to be having 100 children in the school. Yeah, please, this is important. When we increase the tuition by 5%, it will take the annual fee to £1,050, which will generate an extra £5,000. Because we must invest, we must do more in our marketing to get more students. Okay, we'll bring, if you have 4 kids with us, we can give you discount on the 4th kids. These are the things we can add to make sure that, okay, these people are coming in. We are bringing in, we are getting more kids so that we can meet 100 children. We can even meet 100 and 150 children in the school. Now, taken together with the initiative to raise the enrollment by 10%, it would definitely add £11,000 to the income, thus nearly doubling the projected income to £151,000 per year and greatly lessen the deficit. So I expect Lamesley to look into the expenditure, look into a clear case of, okay, how do we cut this expenditure more below so that we can meet and make profit. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you. Yes, this is part of our references. We have the references listed here. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.